Hello everybody, Phil Willits again, Phil's Art, welcome. I thought I would do an acrylic painting of this dog. There's the board you can see with the paper on it. It's paper especially for acrylic, a textured canvas paper. I'm going to use this particular acrylics. It's interactive Atelier acrylic paints. The beauty of these is that when it dries, it doesn't dry fully for quite some time, and then you can deactivate it with a spray bottle. This is one of their spray bottles, and it just sprays like that. And you can deactivate the paint, which is very, very good, and it becomes very much like oil paints. You can buy them in tubes like that, or in pots, and that's black. And I prefer the white pot, because obviously with acrylic, the same as with oils, you use an awful lot of white, and so I prefer that. In one of my other episodes, I showed you the palette that I use for acrylic, and there it is. And it's a homemade palette, a wet palette, and you've got a wet cloth in the back. That's glass, and you can see that has been in there a long, long while, and it's still very sticky. It's still got, still very, very good. And you just seal it. As long as you keep the air out and spray the paint before you close it, it will last a long time. So that's worth. If you're interested, you can go on another one of my episodes, and I'll show you how to make that, if you're interested. So I thought that we'd have a go at doing this dog. And what I'm going to do now is make a rough sketch of the dog head, because it'll be quite an interesting painting to do. That lovely white there. I'll probably exaggerate that white, and probably exaggerate a little bit of the white there as well. So that's what I thought we would do. So let's start. Now I'm using a charcoal pencil, and it's a light charcoal pencil. Anyway, so let's have a go at drawing this dog. And I'm just going to do a very, very rough drawing, and then we'll start to put some acrylic on. So let's just start. So I'm just going to do a drawing there, very rough. The ear. I always draw like this with my two fingers rather than like that. So, a lot of people do draw like that, but it's very, very difficult to get the flow, if you like, of the drawing. It's best to do it like the way I'm doing, I think. It's quite, once you've grasped that method, you'll never go back to drawing like that. Obviously you have to draw like that occasionally, if with details, with those eyes, etc. But anyway, let's just have a look. Just carry on. Fur there, down to there, and I know you can probably only see to about there, so I'll have to bear that in mind. The eyes, nose, and the I'm going to have to look at this in a minute or two, because I am drawing it from an angle and I can't really see whether I'm in the right proportion. I think I'm close, but the nose might have to be a bit longer. But once I've stopped recording, because I'm just going to do this first, and once I've stopped recording, I'll check the measurements, check to see how close I am. See, the eyes are there. Obviously, with acrylic, you can paint over any mistakes, which is a real benefit. And also, if there is any problem with the proportion, you can paint over it. Not like watercolour. It can be a little bit difficult. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll come back and start painting probably the background. I'm going to check to make sure that I have got the proportions all right. As I say, I'm drawing at an angle. I'm looking at it from that angle, not from where I normally do there, because otherwise you wouldn't see what I'm actually drawing. But okay, so that's as far as I'd like to go at the moment. And then I'll get everything ready to start using the acrylic. And here we are, and I'll show some of the brushes as well that I use. And we'll start painting that particular dog on there. Okay, we're back. I'm going now to paint the outside. It's black there. I'll probably it's a bit light there, but I'll probably put a bit of light round here because I just want the head showing. I have altered the eye a little bit. I brought that over and tried to erase a little bit of it, but that's okay because we're talking of acrylic. So here's the palette, as I said. Just make sure that you can see it. There you are. And so we're going to use a bit of blue and black and a little bit of white as well on the back. So let's just have a go. So let's start. Okay, so we're going to have fairly dark here. As you can see, it's very much like oils really. It dries a lot quicker, which I find an advantage. I'm just adding water as I go to flow the paint round. The beauty of acrylics is that you can overpaint it. It doesn't really matter. And that was one thing I found difficult with watercolour, because in watercolour it's the other way around. Here we paint black, and then because we know that we can lighten it up. Whereas watercolour, you can't really do that. It's lovely and creamy, this acrylic is. You can use other acrylics with this as well, the ordinary acrylics, and it seems to be fine, to be honest with you. But it's still quite, still running okay, but if I wanted to, I will get this sprayer and just spray it, and it reactivates it. what I'm going to do now, which is what you can do with acrylics, I am going to let that dry before we carry on. So I'll go and have a cup of tea, let that dry for a bit, then we'll be back. So in a minute or two, letting it dry. It's pretty close, but it takes a bit of drying sometimes. Okay, I'm going to add this colour here, Naples yellow, which is a lot of that there, and you simply put it in like that, give a little bit out, and then put it where you want to put it. I'm going to put it there. So that's that one, and I'm going to use some of this Jaune's Brilliant. I use this a little bit. It's a lovely, lovely colour. I do believe only interactive acrylics actually make this colour. I may be wrong on that. I haven't really looked it up, but again, I'll put it next door to that. And I'm going to put a little bit more blue as well. I sometimes, on the modern ones, the old-fashioned tubs that they used to supply were wonderful. They were very, very good. But the new ones, the lid is not so deep, if you like, and it can start to go a bit thicker. And so what I've done is I've got an old plastic bag and put it over the top of it to make sure it seals. And that's what the idea with that is. Anyway, I'm going to, if I can do it without, because it's very difficult to see, make sure that you can see, because I'm looking at the side, and I'll put some blue just there. Okay, that's the end of the painting. Acrylic, fairly loose. Interactive paints. I've used burnt cinnamon, light red ochre, red vermilion, and Jaune brilliant. And yellow red, Naples yellow reddish. And I've also used a little bit of cad yellow as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Hope it's helped you in painting with acrylics. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and see you later. Cheers, Phil.